produce peace, love, and goodness. I have provided the world a unified field technology and a new energy innovation, which I sincerely believe, if used creatively, would do more to generate world peace than efforts of all kings, queens, presidents, dictators who have ever lived. But for this to occur, it is imperative that we teach our young children to cherish and use the natural birthright of their questioning minds, and always, yes, always seek the pursuit of absolute truth, which equals goodness. The energy technology I have innovated, which combined with the merger of economics and mechanization, will result in a most beneficial working life and meaningful life for all humanity. I can envision the time when you, the people, would only need to work no more than 1 hour a week, and possibly less, to achieve the material things of life necessary to enjoy an adequate physical existence for your family. There are those unthinking doomsayers who will blindly state, quote, if people only need to work an hour or less each week to live, then such people will become worthless. I shout in response, not so. I see the truth of what I write by the twinkling of the eyes of our young children, especially those who are 5 years old or less. Such young children need not work to live, yet such children are consistently motivated to learn, understand, improve, please, and most of all, to love. I shout the following, take this natural birthright, stimulate it, and nurture it to maturity. If this is done, then whatever profession our youth pursue, they will strive to achieve results, will be beneficial to themselves and the beholder, the people. If children are so stimulated, becoming adults, they only need to work 1 hour or less a week for conventional necessities, then such an adult with a stimulated natural birthright will consistently be productive, creative, and generate meaningful endeavors. Such endeavors would result in greater beauty and significance to the beholder of the people. Such pleasing results, consistently enjoyed by the beholder, the people, would only further stimulate the people to be constructive for one another. If people have been taught what is truly important in life, they will realize that caring and sharing for the benefit of others and not material acquisition can only bring happiness. I speak from years of experience. I truly, physically and mentally hurt when I see people suffer misery, despair, and unhappiness. I smile when I see people smile, care, love, share, are constructive and produce goodness. I'm smiling now because I can envision the positive results for the people of the future who are educated as I have described. If I have succeeded to any degree in contributing to that goodness of the future, then I sense a deep inner peace which is beyond all worldly material wealth. Even at this instance, I smile peacefully and warmly with tears in my eyes for the young children of the world who are yet to be born. With all my inner being, I speak to all young children. You can accomplish anything, anything to which you wish to apply your powerful mind. It does not seem improbable to me that the gyroscopic energy comprising electromagnetic fields of matter in motion can be utilized in the proper mathematical combinations and proportions to create any substance in the universe. It's not seem improbable to me that aging and disease can be fully controlled and reversed by this same energy. How is the human body composed and how does it function? By electromagnetic energy, gyroscopic energy. It does not seem improbable to me that the mind is fully capable of feats that have yet to be imagined. The physical basis of ESP may be easily explained by the laws of electromagnetic induction. I am quite certain that the energies which I have worked on throughout my life will be toys to future children and are very likely already toys to children inhabiting other solar systems. We are composed of the same gyroscopic electromagnetic energy throughout the universe, and the fluctuations of such energy affect us physically and mentally. This indicates that a new electromagnetic mechanism can be developed and installed within a human habitat or carried on a person, which would be physiologically and psychologically beneficial. It should be obvious to the individual who assumes the responsibility for such a device that the effects of electromagnetic energy can be beneficial or harmful depending on how employed. I've endeavored to increase your awareness that your brain is a powerful electromagnetic generator as well as a receiver of electromagnetic waves. Your only limitation is the limitation you place upon yourself. It is more than likely that anything you can imagine is possible. I've envisioned space travel becoming a commonplace within 20 years. There will be a continuous source of energy and the ability to travel to other solar systems at the speed of light or possibly faster. I have given this subject much thought, and I've developed a technology hypothesis that means to achieve speeds exceeding that for light. There will be an end to environmental pollution caused by processes involving coal, oil, gas, or nuclear fuels. Deserts can be transformed into oases. Salt water can be readily and inexpensively converted into fresh water, with extracted minerals being used productively, and on and on and on. I repeat, I'm made humble by the realization of this ingenious working of our universe. I strive to bestow in the reader's mind the visions of grandeur and excitement which I see so clearly for the future. Such visions lie within our immediate grasp, and especially the grasp of our young children. I now conclude 20 years of my life's work. I hope that I will contribute even more in years to come. Remember, if I think you hurt, then I hurt for you. If I think you smile, then I smile with you. I send my love to you, and I hope you will multiply your love to others. I conclude this book with a note from my writings, dated Friday, 9 p.m., April the 19th, 1968. Quote, to all people whose brain burns and aches to accomplish great things and changes for the good, may God and the goodness of the universe be with you, for you are the goodness of the universe and do good for the people in spite of themselves, and I salute you. Joseph Wesley Newman. Now, that's the magnitude that I think that this will do for humanity, and that's why I have been so dedicated to bring this forward for humanity, and money doesn't interest me.
Well, I tell you, that really makes you think. If mankind got behind something like this and created commonality like this, I think there's probably very little that we could not do.
There isn't any, and so we're coming up on the year 2000, it's new millennium, and there's a lot of people who have written about the age of Aquarius, and we can achieve that if we all work together. Now, we can choose not to, we can choose to be greedy and stupid as we have been, we can keep contaminating the earth, and it doesn't take much sense if we graft that to see what we're going to leave for our children and our grandchildren.
Absolutely.
But it's their future. If we can get the children here to get into the college, to get behind this, then we can help spread it across the earth.
Let us show that telephone number again, and where they can reach Joseph Newman in Scottsdale, Arizona. We're getting down to the bone here. I think we got a minute and a half left. I want to ask you now, what if the last message that you want to give to the viewers, is there anything that they can do to participate in helping this to happen?
Yeah, even if I had even 8,000 people who came forward and even put down a down payment of about $70, you know, on a down payment on this invention, which will sell for $7,000, just a down payment, then it would give me additional money to mass produce this technology for the people of the nation and the world. There's a lot of different ways that people can get involved, but that's just one simple example. Is I've given my life, I've turned down a lot of money, which other people would have accepted, and I've had many people say, well, Joe, you're a fool for not taking that, and my comment has always been to them, well, when you meet God, I want you to tell him that. They always drop their face and walk away from him. But that's the magnitude of what this will be, and see, I hope to stimulate the young people. It's them that will bring our civilization forward into the 20th century.
Okay, well, I thank you very much for coming on.
Well, I sure appreciate it.
I enjoyed this very much. We will stay in contact, and we'll keep people informed of what is happening.
Paul Morrison has the tip.
Now, if the scientific community is right, that the magnetic field comes with the current, there's no way in hell that this battery will even move this car.
But it did. After some fine-tuning, Joe Newman's experimental car took off under what he describes as the power of a continuous magnetic field.
Now, what I get from scientists is that they're dumbfounded. They don't understand the way I do stuff because I don't use high mathematics.
He explains it this way. Using the current from a series of small batteries, he has invented a source of power that creates more energy than it uses. The small batteries act as a catalyst. Once the process begins, Newman says it's continuous, unending energy.
Not only is Joe Newman convinced that this machine will blow the doors off automakers in Detroit and Japan, he's also convinced it'll revolutionize the way you and I use energy.
His theory, he says, will make gasoline, heating, and electric bills a thing of the past.
The unit is doing exactly what I said it would do. I put energy into it, breaking those atoms, aligning those atoms, the magnetic field appears. As it does, shoves that magnet up. See those sparks occurring? That's RF power. Railback Battery Company has furnished these batteries with me. They're trying to design a battery to hold up to the back charge. I'll put 5 milliamps in it, and I'll be getting out over 125 milliamps. Railback Battery says their batteries will only produce direct current. If any RF current is produced, it has to come from this system. I'll get Jim to come up and give me a assistant here. And what he's going to do is take a bulb that's not connected to anything. He'll hold it up for you. Hold it up, Jim. Not connected to anything. Now, if he puts it over those batteries, it'll light it. Stand it on the end, Jim. Catch the bulb on the end of it. Hold the bulb on the very end. You can see that the unit lights. No wires attached to it. Hi, I'm Joseph Newman. You've seen already a lot of coverage on my life's work for humanity. I'm talking to every physicist, every electrical engineer, every mechanical engineer, every chemist, anyone who has a scientific mind. What I appeal to you is I want you to look at your own conscience. And if you were a scientist, I've had over 30 scientists come to my home, put their reputation on the line. These people were not paid anything to give their comments on this. I've got nuclear physicists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, chemists. All have came there and put their reputation on the line that this technology works, that there's more energy coming from this system than is externally, and put it into it. They have ran very close tests of oscillographs showing the voltage and the current, showing that the back power is greater than the input power. This, for example, is by a nuclear physicist showing torque tests, very detailed torque tests that have been ran consistently. We get the same results repeatedly. If you were one of these people who had came there and put your reputation on the line, and you understood the magnitude of what you had done, would you want other scientists such as yourself to call you a liar, to call you a deceptive person, to call you incompetent? Or would you expect them to respect you for the honor, for the courage, for the courageous attitude that you had taken? I appeal to your conscience to think about that. The demonstration that I'm going to give now is a very simple test that even a housewife can understand, any businessman can understand. It can be repeated by any competent person at your own home. You don't have to have my invention. This technology is ready to go in production. I'm going to take a Black & Decker saw, which is the Cadillac of the business. It's a saber saw. I've chosen that saw because it draws the least amount of power of any saw I can find that will cut a piece of wood. I'm cutting pine wood, 1 inch thick, 2 inches across. I'm going to cut 7 pieces of wood. We're going to look at a house watt meter. Even a housewife knows that if you have that disc turning real fast, it costs her an arm and a leg. If it turns very slow, then it doesn't cost her hardly nothing. The meter itself will be in the bottom right-hand side of the and as you watch it very close, as we cut wood, you can see for yourself this results. Any conventional electrical motor claims at least 70% efficient. A good electrical motor is 90% efficient. So if I could even double what this ratio would be, I'd have to be way over 100%. We're going to see that we beat the dickens out of that. The scientific method is simple. You let the facts prove or disprove the theory. With that, I'm going to get right into the test. You watch it for yourself. You judge it for yourself. You will see the truth of what has already been said by many scientists. This is true. It's ready for mass production right now. Likewise, what all these scientists who came put their reputation up on the line has said themselves, has proven that that is true. I have written a book, The Energy Machine of Joseph Newman. It's been published around the world. This technology will totally change the world. It's dedicated to all the people of the world who live and are yet to be born. It's my life's work. It mechanically explains electricity, magnetism, inertia, planetary motion, as well as a new source of energy, which has never been explained before. I explained that the gyroscopic particles in a magnetic field is a real entity. It can be tapped into for the benefit of humanity.
Newman has built 3 crude prototypes in his backyard, all based on a revolutionary theory on spinning magnets converting matter into energy. He makes a staggering claim that the devices could produce up to 10 times the energy they use.
It can be produced very quickly. The end result being if a person buys this device, puts it in their home, they'll never have to pay for energy again.
It does not bother Joe Newman that his devices defy many of the basic accepted laws of physics, but that does bother the U.S. Patent Office, and it bothers most established scientists.
I was totally convinced that I would see nothing but a crack pot and a crack pot machine.
But Hastings, a physicist for the Sperry Corporation, joined other scientists and engineers to run tests anyway. Most came away convinced.
Acting totally as an adversary. They have no interest in the truth.
The Patent Office doesn't have any proof other than they just arbitrarily say you can't do what you're doing.
Newman has gone to federal court and is confident he will get his patent when the case goes to trial in June.
So I'll keep fighting, and I'll fight till hell freezes over.
Newman says he wants that patent so it can be determined once and for all.